Dragon Ball Super is full of crazy moments that completely changed the series and shook us all the way down to our core, never to be the same again. Everything from the new characters and story elements to near-death experiences and awesome battles. Because of how crazy the series was from start to finish, we decided to take a moment to look at all the Dragon Ball Super moments that left us completely shook. Alternate universes. Nearly every major arc of Dragon Ball Z introduced a number of new story elements that completely changed the course of the series. For the Saiyan saga, it was the fact that Goku was an alien, and the introduction of Otherworld and King Kai. For the Frieza saga, it was a larger universe, and the introduction of Super Saiyans. And for the Buu saga, we learned of more powerful gods and ancient evils. Dragon Ball Super has mainly followed suit in this regard, with the Beerus and Golden Frieza sagas introducing destroyer gods and godly Super Saiyan forms. However, since these elements were first introduced in Battle of Gods and Resurrection F, the first official major shakeup of the series came in the form of Champa, or more specifically, the introduction of alternate universes. We were already aware of alternate dimensions since Otherworld and the Hyperbolic Time Chamber have been big parts of the franchise for a while now, but the idea of parallel universes was a new concept. With the introduction of Beerus' brother Champa, we learned that there's a destroyer god for every universe, which in turn led to the explanation of all the alternate universes. This story element definitely shook things up, leaving us with the notion that the world of Dragon Ball was actually much bigger than we thought, expanding from a lone universe to a multiverse. Vegeta defends Bulma. Vegeta is somewhat of a grump. Even though he's changed from a heartless monster to a caring person, he has trouble showing how much he cares, even when it comes to his family. Case in point, the character did nothing but lounge around on and eat at Bulma's birthday party before Beerus showed up. But don't let a standoffish party mood fool ya. Vegeta definitely cares about his wife. In fact, it's because we don't see Vegeta show his emotions very often that one of his infamous moments left us shook. We're of course talking about when Vegeta lost his cool after Beerus slapped Bulma. After witnessing this, Vegeta went into a Super Saiyan rage, screaming, "My Bulma!" before fighting Beerus, holding his own due to how much rage was fueling his power. Not only were we shaken by the fight, since Vegeta was fighting a god, but the whole "My Bulma" bit really got us, showing just how much Bulma means to Vegeta without blatantly stating it. The pure rage that his love for Bulma brought forth after she was hurt was almost haunting, since it showed us exactly what happens to those who mess with the people Vegeta cares about, especially his family. In other words, Vegeta's love for his family makes him so scary that it shook us to our core. Goku Black. Goku Black was a pretty interesting villain. Even if the character's arc and the Future Trunks saga as a whole wasn't executed all that well, you gotta admit that there were a lot of cool ideas that went into it. Specifically, the idea to have an evil version of Goku as a villain was a really cool one that led to some interesting storytelling. An evil version of Goku has been used before in the Dragon Ball franchise, but Goku Black was different. He was mysterious. It wasn't until partway through the saga that we learned of the character's origins, but leading up to that, it was haunting to see the hero we knew and love hunt down and destroy humans without mercy. It came as a shock to see Goku as a villain, and when we finally learned why this was the case, it was just as shocking. Learning that Goku's body had been taken over by a vengeful god who wished to rid the universe of foolish mortals was pretty crazy, as was learning about how it all went down. The most shocking, haunting, and dreadful part of the saga was of course when Goku Black revealed to the real Goku how he killed Chi-Chi and Goten in his body, a reveal that filled Goku with a burning rage and left us completely shook. Goku masters Ultra Instinct. Without a doubt, one of the greatest moments of Dragon Ball Z was Goku's first Super Saiyan transformation. After the idea of a Super Saiyan had been teased for so long, seeing it burst forth in such an explosive, epic way was satisfying to both the story and the series as a whole. Although nothing can quite top that moment, there's a part of Dragon Ball Super that comes pretty close: Goku's mastery of Ultra Instinct. Like Super Saiyans, information about Ultra Instinct had been tossed around and discussed prior to Goku's full mastery of it. Additionally, Goku managed to tap into the form in a few instances before fully mastering it in his fight with Jiren, the moment essentially marking the Tournament of Powers climax. And what a moment it was! The animation was beautiful. Goku's transformation felt earned, and the resulting fight is one of the franchise's best. But these reasons are just part of why Goku's Ultra Instinct mastery left us shook. On top of being just plain cool, the fact that Goku mastered a technique that even the gods themselves have trouble mastering, and that he mastered it over the course of the tournament was pretty epic in its own right. We weren't the only ones left shook either. since Beerus was so impressed with Goku's actions that he stood in respect with the other gods following suit. Battle with Jiren. Dragon Ball Super isn't without its faults, but it did give us more Dragon Ball. It also had some significantly rushed animation that made the whole series suffer. However, it managed to pull out all the stops for certain episodes and fights. The final moments of the Tournament of Power being one awesome instance of this. This fight was epic for a number of reasons. First of all, the clash between Jiren and Goku had been built up since the exhibition match, planting the seeds for the battle to come. Second, the fight truly began after Goku had mastered Ultra Instinct, which, as we stated, was a powerful, shocking moment that'll go down in Dragon Ball history. Finally, what made the fight so epic was the animation. The visuals of Goku's brawl with Jiren were absolutely fantastic, nearly flawless in every way. The fight's animation was so good that it practically made up for every single poorly animated sequence in the entire series up to that point. Every attack has weight to it, and the choreography and animation made for a perfect battle that left us completely shook with how awesome it was. And to top it all off, we were left shook by the final moments of the battle, when Goku could barely keep his Super Saiyan form, and when he and Frieza teamed up to deal the final blow. Hit kills Goku. Goku's depicted as being a bit dumber than usual in Dragon Ball Super, one of his dumbest acts being hiring the Universe 6 assassin Hit to kill him. Yeah, you heard that right. Goku used Hit to put a hit on himself. It was definitely a dumb move, even if Goku had his reasons. The craziest part, however, was witnessing it all go down without an explanation. Prior to learning that Goku hired Hit himself in order to force them to fight as a means of training, all we saw was Goku die at the hands of the time-skipping assassin. It was shocking, to say the least. Not only because it seemed to come out of nowhere, but also because of the way in which Goku's death is visually depicted. We saw a shadow over his face, and no life in his eyes. It was pretty haunting, scarring even. Another reason it was so shocking to see Hit kill Goku is because the episode was merely a one-off filler, a short story that we definitely did not expect to go the direction it went. It's safe to say Goku's apparent death left us shook, completely devastating Gohan, Goten, and Piccolo. Piccolo was able to resuscitate the foolish Saiyan, leading in to reveal that the entire thing was his doing, a revelation that was just as shocking as his perceived death. Vegeta's second final explosion. One of the most emotional moments of the Buu saga was Vegeta's sacrifice. When the odds seemed stacked against the world, Vegeta decided to give his life in order to destroy Buu, using his energy to self-destruct in one of the saddest moments in all of Dragon Ball. The move that Vegeta used to blow himself up would come to be known as Final Explosion, but ironically, this wouldn't be the final time Vegeta used the attack. The second instance of Vegeta attempting to self-destruct came in the Universal Survival Saga of Dragon Ball Super. When faced with the immense power of Toppo's Destroyer God transformation, Vegeta felt that he had no other choice than to, once again, sacrifice himself. Before using his final explosion, Vegeta gave a powerful internal monologue, saying a silent goodbye to his loved ones in a moment that was just as emotional as his moment with Trunks in the Buu saga. After this final goodbye, Vegeta unleashed all his power at once, knocking Toppo out of the ring and appearing to destroy himself in the process. However, as it turns out, the most shocking thing wasn't Vegeta's second usage of the final explosion. It was that this time, he survived. Instead of perishing in a self-sacrificing explosion, Vegeta survived, showing us just how powerful he had become and shaking us to our core as a result. 17 restores the universes. The Tournament of Power ended when Goku and Frieza finally managed to get the upper hand on Jiren and knock him out of the ring, but it wasn't either of them that were the official victors of the tournament, since they were knocked out along with Jiren. No, the true winner of the Tournament of Power was none other than Android 17, who was the only combatant left standing at the end of the chaos that was Jiren and Goku's battle. As 17 was the last combatant left, the prize of a Super Dragon Ball wish was his, and since he joined Team Universe 7 with the hopes of wishing for a vacation for his family, we almost expected him to do exactly that. However, the former villain ended up wishing all the previously erased universes back into existence. A somewhat shocking twist that only got weirder. As it turns out, the Tournament of Power was, on top of being a form of entertainment for the Zenos, a test. Apparently, if Android 17 had wished for something selfish, the Zenos would have erased Universe 7, as the tournament only existed to see how good the winning universe actually was. Both Android 17's wish and the reveal that restoring the universes was a part of the plan all along were pretty huge plot twists, leaving us completely shook in the aftermath. Future Trunks defeats Zamasu. Future Trunks is easily one of the most beloved characters in Dragon Ball. From the second he showed up on screen in the Android Saga, he demanded our attention with his awesome jacket, his sick sword, and his unique Super Saiyan hair shape. On top of all of this, Trunks also completely destroyed Frieza and King Cold like they were nothing, showing just how awesome and badass he was. Unfortunately, after a while, the character was very quickly sidelined in the latter half of the Cell Saga, becoming less and less interesting as the focus shifted to Goku and Gohan. However, the character eventually got his due when he returned in Dragon Ball Super in his own saga. This time around, Trunks didn't get sidelined, as he played a pretty active role in the saga, especially when it came to defeating Zamasu. Although Goku, Vegeta, and eventually Vegito were the ones who did most of the battling against Zamasu, Trunks was there to deal the final blow, doing so in the coolest way possible, by using a spirit sword. Like a spirit bomb, Trunks' spirit sword was formed with the energy of all those he was trying to protect, forming a glowing blade that he used to viciously slice Zamasu in two using his newfound Super Saiyan 2 power. With this attack, Zamasu was defeated, and we the viewers were left completely shook. Roshi's brush with death. One of the most emotionally devastating moments from the Universal Survival Saga was, without a doubt, Master Roshi's near-death experience. Although the old turtle hermit has been given eternal life, he's not completely immortal, a fact that has been made very clear in the Tournament of Power. Roshi definitely proved his worth throughout the tournament, taking out a good number of opponents, but his inclusion on Team Universe 7 was questionable. However, with all of his tricks, strategies, experience, and tenacity, he turned out to be a very useful member of the team, especially since he overcame his weakness for women. In the end, Roshi was able to keep up with all the crazy power levels we saw in the Tournament of Power, at least for a while. After using the Mafuba over and over, Roshi's strength was pretty drained, and with one final max power Kamehameha, it was completely gone. In what appeared to be his final moments, Roshi gave a final goodbye to his students, Goku and Krillin, by reciting the Turtle Hermit motto, unleashing his attack before collapsing from overexertion. This death left us completely shook, as did Goku's reaction. Fortunately, Goku was able to revive Master Roshi, leaving us even more shocked as Goku wiped his tears in relief that his first teacher was still alive. Oh man, we're getting really emotional just thinking about it. So, what do you think? Were these some of the craziest moments in Dragon Ball Super? Did they leave you shook? What were some of your favorite game-changing moments from the series? Let us know down in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to CBR for more Dragon Ball videos. Thanks for watching.